Hey everybody, Eric Smith here, and today I want to talk about The Conjuring the Lover from DC Comics. This video, is going to be part review, I guess, and part just me talking about some things that have to do with the Warrens and this comic book, and I don't know, just my thoughts. But right off the bat, this is The Conjuring the Lover. It's issue 1 of 5. It's from DC Horror. Their little imprint there, and there's some knives in the O's there. Very cute. This is a cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. Hopefully I said his name correctly. And there's actually 2 stories. Well, part of one story, and then there's another story, and there's some other stuff. So just to get the credits out of the way, our main story, The Lover, is written by David L. Johnson McGoldrick, and Rex Ogle, not sure how you say it, with art by Gary Brown. And then we have a backup story, Tales from the Artifact Museum, The Ferryman, which is written by Scott Snyder with art by Dennis Cowan. And then the main reason I decided to do this video, Macabre Mail Orders, written by David L. Johnson McGoldrick and Rex Ogle, with art and lettering by Dave Johnson. Okay, I think that's the important stuff. So, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, not that long ago as of the recording of this video, the movie The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It came out, which is essentially about the Arnie Johnson murder case. Arnie Johnson murdered his landlord, said that pleaded not guilty by reason of demonic possession. The Warrens are trying to prove that he was possessed by a demon and therefore not guilty. And at one point, they go to another town where they want to look at the police files. And so they make a deal with the sheriff or chief of police, whatever he is. He'll let them look at the police files if they help him find the body of a missing girl named Jessica. Jessica's friend was murdered. Jessica is missing. They want some help. I'm not going to tell you what happens because, if you're interested, you can watch the movie. But this is the story of Jessica, and I assume her friend. But mainly, at least in this issue, it's Jessica. So this is sort of the backstory of those 2 very minor characters in the movie The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So we start out with some... I'm really not going to show you any pictures from this. I don't want to spoil anything. But we start off with some satanic stuff. And then we meet Jessica. She's going to college. Essentially, this first part... And the story of the lover just takes up about half the issue. This first part is just introducing us to the characters and some creepy stuff. We really get no idea what's going on. If you've seen The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, then you'll have an inkling of what's going on. But overall, this is just a tease. Here's some characters. Here's some creepy stuff. No idea at all what's going on. And then, which is fine. That's what a first issue tends to do. Then we have the backup story, the Tales from the Artifact Room, The Ferryman. And this is just a standalone story. There's the Warrens, or maybe you don't know. The Warrens have had an artifact room where they would take these evil things, like the Annabelle doll, but these objects and things that they'd pick up on their cases, and they'd put them in this artifact room for safekeeping. Which, do I talk about this? Because I've seen the movie, The Devil Made Me Do It, and it's it's a little bit of a not plot hole, just contradiction. Because the Warrens have this artifact room because they say you can't destroy the artifacts that will just release the evil. But there's another person in the movie who has an artifact room, and Ed Warren straight up says, why haven't you just destroyed all this stuff? So anyway, that has nothing to do with this. This is just like it's a kind of like I said I wasn't going to show you any art. That was just quick little thing. You didn't even get anything from that. Just like a Tales from the Crypt type of story where a guy is in a cab telling this story to the cab driver about why he needs to get somewhere to get this coin that he's looking for. I like it. It's fun. It's a simple little, like I said, Tales from the Crypt kind of story. So as far as this goes, what is this? $3.99. It's fine. The backup story's entertaining. The main story, again, just sort of introducing us, so we'll see where it goes. But the main reason I wanted to do this video is because there are a couple of fake ads. As I said, when I was talking about the credits, macabre mail orders. Well, let's see. These I will show you, if I can find them. All right, here's the first one. There you go. And we have a secret decoder ring and psychic eyes. There's actually a code here, which I decoded. It's not difficult. And it does say here that each issue of The Conjuring the Lover has a secret word that can be decoded. I don't know if that's true, but and there's also an asterisk, says 100% free. And then it does say, what is this? It's very small print. Well, this is the coolest ring ever, and the codes work. This is a joke, and we won't be sending you any of these possessed decoder rings. The editor. So, there's that one. And then there is the second one. This one here. Hopefully you can see that well enough. It's got another asterisk somewhere. Mail in this coupon in $1 and you'll receive a 16-page full-color catalog of demons. And then it has an asterisk. These ads are fake, but the terror is real. Please don't cut up your new creepy comic. Baphomet won't be sending you anything. The editors. So this is sort of the play on the person that gets bullied. Back in the day, these comics used to have ads for this kind of thing. And back in the day, they actually had ads for Charles Atlas stuff, I believe it was, where you had this skinny guy on the beach getting sand kicked in his face, and he would send away for the Charles Atlas fitness stuff. And then he'd come back and be able to beat up the bully. And this is kind of the same thing. This guy's getting bullied, but instead of working on his pecs, he summons a demon. So, first of all, these ads are just great. To begin with, as an old comic book reader, I remember those real ads. I love these fake ads. But here's the thing. This is the thing that made me want to do this video, made me want to talk about it. The reason I love this. And I absolutely do not regret spending my $3.99. And I do have the rest of the series ordered. Because it's a horror comic. I want to read it. But I just recently read The Demonologist by Gerald Brittle, which is a biography of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And they make it very clear throughout that book that they are... All right. I'm tempted to use air quotes through this whole thing. So just assume... Air quotes are assumed. They're there. So, in The Demonologist, Ed and Lorraine Warren make it very clear that they are good Christian folks, and messing with anything outside of good Christianity is what is going to lead you to becoming possessed by a demon. They said every 4 out of 10 cases that they have started with a Ouija board. someone was playing around, just thinking they were having fun, and they let something in that is now terrorizing them, is going to possess them, could possibly kill them. They talk about a case. The book came out in the 80s when, satanic panic. So they talk about satanic cults. They talk about books of Conjuring, and how dangerous, absolutely dangerous, all of these things are. So I just love the fact that there are ads, fake as they may be, but there are ads promoting that stuff. It feels to me like a well-deserved slap in the face to the Warrens. Of course, they're both dead, and I don't condone violence, but I just love the fact that we have a book based on a property, based on real people who were, I was about to do the air quotes, who are completely against this kind of thing, and yet we have ads essentially promoting it. Again, air quotes around everything. They would allegedly hate the idea of this satanic decoder ring or psychic eyeglasses, and absolutely would hate the idea of get possessed today by the world famous demon Baphomet. They would hate that, or they would love it because it would feed into their con. But I love it. I love the fact that these ads are in here. And yeah, the Warrens aren't around anymore to care about it. But I find it fantastic. Personally, I think they were scummy people who just did scummy things. They were completely full of shit. So none of this, in the end, none of it matters. But I just like the idea that this is being done. As for the stories themselves, we'll see how The Lover goes. We'll see. I assume there's going to be more backup stories in each issue. So hopefully they're all kind of interesting and fun. The thing with the Warrens and the whole Conjuring universe and all of it is that as fiction, it's fascinating. The movies are creepy. I haven't seen all of them. I haven't seen any of the Annabelle movies. I've seen the original Conjuring. I've seen the newest one. I've seen part of the second one. And reading the books about and by, there's my air quotes, by the Warrens as fiction is fascinating. It's enraging as nonfiction. Because I do think it's all bullshit, but I also think that the Warrens probably did a lot of harm to people who had actual mental issues, and they just said, no, diagnosing this as mental issues is dangerous. When it's demons, you need the church. You need to get the demons out. You can't just say it's mental issues. That'll harm the person. So, fuck them. This video is definitely not for kids, I guess. But anyway, yeah, so I just love the fact that those ads are in there. I'm just going to keep repeating that, apparently. So, if you like comic books, if you're interested in the Conjuring universe, if you want an interesting horror comic, I'd recommend this. Go ahead and pick it up. I like what DC's doing with horror right now. Last year, year before, they had the whole Joe Hill House comics, 5 or 6 miniseries. Joe Hill wrote 2 of them. He curated the others by different writers, artists, and stuff. For the most part, those were all pretty good. I think I liked everything except the backup story that was in each one. That just seemed, it was way too rushed. It should have been its own series in its own right. But so we've got this. We've got this book called The Nice House on the Lake, which I just read the first issue of. That was really interesting. So DC is seems to be doing well, I think, with the horror in their comics. There's a lot of small presses that are doing really impressive horror as well. But for a major publisher, I think at least in this arena, DC's got Marvel beat. Marvel has great horror characters, but this stuff is just straight horror, not part of the DC universe. You know, you're not going to have superheroes and all that stuff. It's straight up horror. So, all right. I feel like I'm getting to my rambly point, so that's when I know it's time to call it to an end. Call it to a close? Whatever. So that's it for this weird, random video. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757, and my Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comics, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. That's all I've got. So until next time, read more books.